Major boost to Nigeria's economic outlook. Nigeria's external reserves have soared to $41.05 billion, the highest level in 44 months. That's a 2.62% increase from just over $40 billion a month ago, according to the central bank. The CBN attributes the rise to deliberate reforms and consistent policy moves, including efforts to stabilize the naira and manage external debt obligations. Experts say the gains could strengthen the naira, boost import capacity, and improve Nigeria's debt repayment profile.
It's interesting that the reserve is getting to hit about $41 billion US. I think it's interesting because the last time we got close to this, was around December, early January this year. And there was concern about the ability of this government to be able to bring back the reserve to this amount. So with increased reserve, what that means is that it gives some level of confidence to that government can service the debt. Again, what it also does is that it can also help to improve the credit rating of the country. So government collects loan, and what international organizations also look out for in terms of rating a country is what is happening to the reserve. So as the reserve is now beginning to grow, it gives some kind of signal to this international rating institution about the credit rating of the country.
While this surge is positive, reserves are only part of the story of sustainability. Nigeria's heavy reliance on crude oil remains a risk factor. Analysts warn that without broader economic diversification, the reserve boost may not be sustainable. Oil still accounts for over 70% of Nigeria's export earnings, a vulnerability in the face of global market volatility.
Because of the global, unrest in the global space, that oil prices were also likely to go up, But unfortunately, we've seen it hovering around $70, per barrel. To go forward, it is simple. One of them I've said before is for us to begin to look inward, to begin to think Nigeria. Use most goods that we can produce in Nigeria. We'll begin to look at those type of goods and we'll begin to consume them, and that will reduce the demand for the dollar, and that can begin to increase, the exchange rate.
Recent data from the National Bureau of Statistics shows inflation slowed slightly from 22.22% in June to 21.88% in July 2025, offering some relief. Meanwhile, the naira trades at around 1,500 to the dollar in the FX market, while rising reserves signal a more stable macroeconomic outlook. Experts say deeper structural reforms are needed to consolidate gains. Frank Omalape, Arise News.